Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. Thanks for watching. And today we're going to talk about, is there an election dump incoming? What has Bitcoin previously done in an election cycle? We're going to talk about some news. And we're going to jump into the charts, of course. But before we do that, before we get into all that, you know what I'm about to say. If you're a regular, smash that like. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. I really do appreciate that. All the wonderful comments and kind words of encouragement that you guys leave. And of course, the questions that you put in the comments, I do get back to those as soon as possible. The cheat sheet, which is my roadmap to this crypto bull run success, is in the description. It's the top linked in this description. I always get asked where it is, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows where that is. It's there. Bunch of useful links and free education is in there, as well as the link to the Stocks with Josh Discord. I'm in the crypto channel there, in the most amazing Discord on the planet, so check that out. The links there are there. There are some options there to get signed up for that. Now, before we jump into the news, I want to give a quick refresher about historically October in a halving year. The Bitcoin high for October has come in on the 29th and the 31st. Now, 2012, it came in on the 4th. Obviously, it was an upside down year, 2012. So we're going to go with 2016, 2020, 29th and 31st. If history does repeat, then we're likely to see a Bitcoin high around about or right on the end of the month. Now, of course, in a bull markets, in a non-halving year, it's come in on the 31st and the 20th, okay, on a non-halving year. And of course, we're on the 22nd today. So certainly, if we follow it based on the halving year, we're looking at the buy closer to the end of the month, but just in all bull markets together, somewhere between bull market years, 20th October right through to the 31st and the final 11 days. Okay. Also, just remember as well, I did post a bearish divergence in the Discord on October the 19th, a warning there that there was a clear bearish divergence there. It had appeared on the 1 hour and in the 2 hour as well. And I also shared this on the YouTube channel, but then it also appeared on the 4 hour as well. They generally tend to play out. Okay, so hopefully you managed to make the right decisions with that warning there and didn't jump in with a whole lot of capital at those higher prices. Okay, we're going to jump into some news here. And first of all, we have first up 2020 versus 2024, and we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. We're not really seeing much of an election dump here. We just had election takeoff, and in 2024, we're seeing the same pattern play out, or a similar pattern. Obviously, there seems to be a lot more consolidation there than there is here, but we also did reach a new all-time high before the halving due to the White Swan event, the Bitcoin ETF. So we are weekly close breakout. It certainly is bullish for Bitcoin. And of course, we've had the breakout. We had the breakout on the weekend. We broke through the trend on the weekend. And so you can see there's the breakout here. And then, of course, we're having currently what I believe to be a retest. Currently a retest there, that what we're getting right now, and certainly could go as low as the channel top, which is the black line down here. Okay, so we could get a little bit more of a correction down to there, but this is playing out perfectly currently, and we wouldn't obviously want to see us come back into the range, because then that would be a fake out and not a breakout. Okay, and we don't want the fake out, we want the breakout. But it's normal to come after a breakout to look to have a retest there. And so that's what we're looking for currently, and we'll look about that a little bit more in the charts. And then, of course, US elections. What has tended to happen? After the US election, Bitcoin has always gone parabolic. This time will be no different. But has there been a dump before the election? We're going to look at that in the charts in just a moment, okay? And of course, just in some short-term price action, we could see a little bit of a squeeze to the upside. There is some currently 83 million in short positions will be liquidated if Bitcoin rebounds to that $69,000 level. Okay, we could come and tag this area below first here, but certainly I think it's only a matter of time before this area gets tagged and those positions get liquidated. Okay, so we're going to jump into the charts right now and have a look at Bitcoin. Now, before we look at it on the daily, we're going to move to the monthly and have a look and see what Bitcoin did the last election cycle. And as we can see, there wasn't really much of a dump here at all. We closed the month at 13,000, and then the lowest it went the following month in November was 13,000. In fact, September, we closed the month at 10,000, and the lowest that we went to in the month of October was 10,000. So there wasn't really any kind of dump into the election from Bitcoin, and we could actually go back all the way back here to 2006 before the election here. 2016, we have to go back a little bit further than that and really zoom out on this price action. Gosh, I wish I could go back to 2016 for real. But certainly, again, we saw coming in, we see September, we had a close of 611, and then here our low was 600. So, and then from October to November, we had a close of 710. And then we had a low of 670. So, not really what I would call Bitcoin seems to be not to be that affected by election cycles. Certainly for now, certainly we're going to come in. Will this time be any different for the Bitcoin price? And as we've seen what happened here on the daily, what have we got here is we've had a drop down to the previous monthly close, the previous month's high. The previous month's high over here, 66,500, we've come down and tagged that perfectly. Okay, so if you got an entry there, that would have been a good place to pick up some Bitcoin right at 66,500. If we come down and retest that again, you might want to nibble. Now, I wouldn't be jumping in with a big stash of cash at that level. That would just be a nibble for me around 66,500. The top of the EMA band is at 65,500, but where we haven't retested yet, and I say yet because at some point in this bull run, we will come back and retest this, but we have the 200 simple moving average here at 63,000, around 63,300. And so it wouldn't be a shock to me if we did come down and retest this before takeoff. And we don't have to, and we may not. This might be it. This might be the extent of the pullback right here at 66,500, the previous monthly high from September. Of course, we continue to make a nice higher high. And if we don't want to make a lower low, we really just need to avoid this one here, which is down on the 10th of October, which is quite low actually. So we could come back a little bit, but I'm not sure if we come down this low. But certainly we could come back to the 50-day moving average, which is sitting at 62,100. That would be normal. Or coming all the way back to 60,800, the 200 EMA, this would be normal as well. I wouldn't be concerned or worried if we had that deep of a retrace. So there are some levels there. So if you had $10,000 to put towards Bitcoin, you could drop you could nibble here 1,000. You could put another 1,000 here and nibble there again, and that's all it is. And then, you come down to the bottom of this band and you could drop another K. But here is where I would say the 200 simple moving average, you could drop, about 2,000 here. So you've done 4,000 and then 3,000, 3,000. You could do something like that. And that would just be an example of how I would dollar cost average into any potential retracement. Now, of course, we had the bearish digestion. I did warn about this on the channel while everybody was talking about us going straight to and breaking through the all-time high. I was like, there is some bearish divergence. Let me just show you how clear this is on the charts. We have here on October on the RSI, there it is, a high. Now, when we come over here to the 18th of October, we have a higher high in price, but we have a lower high on the RSI, okay? And then we continue, just if we want more conversion, we got the double-double. If you've ever been to In-N-Out and been fortunate to have the double-double, we've got the double-double because then we go higher in price, but the RSI is even lower. And, this was just bound to come down. And again, I did post this as soon as I saw it in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, that's the place where I give immediate and urgent market updates. And so there we can see. And so we have come down and tagged that 66,500, the previous month low. Now, I do like looking at the 4 hour here because this can give us also some confluence. And here we do have the 200 EMA on the 4 hour time frame, 200 EMA on the 4 hour. That's coming down and that's not too far away. And we have had a crossover and are we going to see a golden cross here? I think we are, obviously. This is going to come up above, but usually this is a lagging indicator that the move has already been made. Okay, so by the time this crosses and retail starts FOMOing in, you could have already have made, a $59,000 to $69,000 move in Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking for to the downside. Now, of course, if this bearish divergence has played out, it's finished, okay, and we're not going to see move to the downside is finished. Certainly, we've got the tribal trades trend line, the triple threat, tribal trades trend line, certainly acting as resistance at 67,500, but certainly coming up to here to retest this trend line up here to the topper band around this area where some shorts would be liquidated. So we could come back up and retest and look to push through that there. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in the charts currently. And as always, until the next episode, which is in a couple of hours, I've got my altcoin show coming up. So stay tuned for that. Until then, happy trading.